Hello my doves, what's up, welcome to Afrodite by Olympia. Today's video is going to be a Throwback Thursday episode where I look at 3 looks for you guys using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture eyeshadow palette. Would you believe that I'm currently wearing it on my face right now? And if you want to see the 3 looks that I created with this eyeshadow palette, I suggest you keep watching.
From the top, drop that, yeah, feel the funk, y'all, yeah, you lay back in the cut, what's up,
Hello my doves, welcome back to Afrodite by Olympia. My name's Olympia and I do videos here on YouTube about beauty and makeup available in Australia for deeper skin tones. Today's episode of Throwback Thursday is just going to be one item. We are going to be looking at the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture eyeshadow palette. Before we get into it though, make sure you have subscribed if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, subscribe down below. Okay, so I have created, oh damn, what is on my face? Oh, it's a bit of hair. I have created 3 eye looks for you guys using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture eyeshadow palette. One of my lovely subscribers has this palette and she was a little bit stuck on what to do. So I have 3 looks for you guys for today's episode of Throwback Thursday. I am going to basically show you 3 looks that are of varying difficulty and expertise, I would say. The look that I've got in my eyes currently is probably the easiest out of the 3. And clearly wanting to get onto that pastel bandwagon that everybody is on, I wanted to do a pastel look, which surprisingly enough, you can do using this eyeshadow palette. Who would have thought? I mean, you think subculture, you think grungy, you don't think pink and soft and pastel. So yes, it's going to be a very interesting video for you guys this week. Before we get into it though, I'll also like to say that my subculture palette, I purchased this September last year while I was in the US of A. This is from TK Maxx. I got it for 20 bucks. And as you can see on the back here, it has extensive writing there for the ingredients list. I do believe the original Subculture eyeshadow palette, the ingredients list was significantly shorter than this. This is definitely a reformulated one, so my eyeshadow palette might work differently to one that you may have, that you might have bought when it was first released. So bear that in mind. I will say before I get into the video, I also like to this, you know, the clips of me, you know, applying this foundation. This foundation. Wow. Let's try that again, because your girl is tired. Before we get into me showing you guys the clips of these eye looks, I would just like to say that the giveaway is coming soon. I have not forgotten. Your girl is just scrambling to get things ready, and I will do a 1K giveaway. Excuse me, 1K giveaway video is coming, okay? Alright guys, let's get into the 3 looks right now. When I come back, I will give you my final thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. See you soon. Actually, I lied. Before we go, let me show you some swatches of this eyeshadow palette. As you can see, a very, very interesting color story, if I don't say so myself. Now we can get into the looks. I'll see you on the other side. guys, I hope you enjoyed the 3 looks you just saw there. I had fun creating these looks, but let's talk about this eyeshadow palette. Let's talk about this eyeshadow palette real quick. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna say is, dang. Okay, there is so much versatility in this eyeshadow palette. I showed you 3 looks, and that's just like the tip of the iceberg of the looks that I thought of that I wanted to create using this palette. I didn't get to use Edge, Dawn, I used a little bit of Destiny, but not all that much. New Wave a little bit too. I didn't get to use Mercury. So there's a look, there are multiple looks that I can think of with those shades I just mentioned that I didn't get to use off the bat. And I can see where this eyeshadow palette can be a little bit confusing because it does have so many color stories within the one, and they don't seem to really cohesively work together in terms of, like, you know, one color story with the other color story, if that makes any sense. Like, for example, Roxy, Cube, and Fudge are the 3 shades that I used with this eye look in particular. And then I did a green look. I had, you know, the green shades in mind. When I did the copper look, I wanted to use the browns and a little bit of Ulster. I did use a little bit of Rowdy just to deepen up the, you know, the crease line. But essentially, you can see where I'm going in terms of, like, using those color stories together to create a look. I mean, Anastasia Beverly Hills does say that you can use her quads as a guide as to, you know, how to create a look. Yeah, the quads is an idea, but not necessarily as much as successful using that method with this particular eyeshadow palette I found. And I can see where you guys are struggling in creating looks. So the best advice I can give you, other than, you know, trying to recreate the looks that I created, is to think about the color stories in general. So, like, use all the greens. You know, this is actually a dual occurring green and gold, so this would actually go really well with the copper as well. But just use like colors. So use the mustards together with a bit of brown to deepen it out. You do a shape. You can do an eye look with Ulster and Rowdy kind of together. You know, Ulster along the transition, Rowdy in the crease, and then put Roxy on the lid. So the pinks and purples are together. Do you see where I'm going with this? That's how I would approach this eyeshadow palette. Now, in terms of, like, kickback and how, you know, how it performed, I would say that this eyeshadow palette performed just like any other Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette. I didn't have any issues. The pigmentation was insane. Like, even this, like, Roxy shade that looks quite light, I have that all over my crease, all over the transition, as you guys would have seen earlier, and it was so easy. Like, it was so easy to build. I didn't have any problems blending out where I did build. I didn't find it catching on any areas of my skin. Now, the base that I did use, I'm not sure if I showed you guys in the clips, but I am using the P.Louise Rumour 5 P.Louise base. I find that Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palette works really, really well with this base in particular. I know it's not a Robert Welsh sanctioned, approved base. I understand. But at the same time, listen, some eyeshadow palettes just work better with some bases and vice versa. For example, Auntie Pat, there was no way in hell that I would use P.Louise base for Auntie Pat's eyeshadow palettes. You need to use a concealer and you need to set it down with a powder and then go in with the Auntie Pat's powder, matte shades and whatnot. You don't use a wet base with hers because her formula isn't formulated to work well with wet bases. It needs to be a dried down powdered base. Anastasia Beverly Hills, alternatively, the P.Louise base I find is the best. I've tried the Carly Bible eyeshadow palette. I tried it the first time with a MAC Painterly pot in the shade Laying Low, and that when I first did my first review, and it looked terrible. Like, it didn't look terrible, but it was hard to work with on that base because it's so waxy. The second time, so in my makeup chopping block video, if you haven't seen that, I will link it in the cards. But that video, I used a P.Louise base instead, and I found that it the pigmentation was there, like it has something to stick or grip onto more. Granted, I did get some new Japanese, you know, Shonji brushes. So I think the brushes that I was using also played a big part in getting the payoff that I wanted. So yeah, there's things that you can do if you're having issue with your eyeshadow palette. Try other brushes. It could be the brushes you're using, it could be the base that you're using. Try options. Like, I'm the type of person that's like, no, I'm gonna make this work for me. I'm gonna find a way. Okay? Life finds a way. If you can tell me what movie that is from, I will love you legit forever. Life finds a way. Yes, Ollie finds a way. Ollie, that's me, finds a way. I will find a way to make it work, and if I can't, that is not an option. I will find a way. So yeah, anyway guys, that's what I have to say about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture eyeshadow palette in today's Throwback Thursday. I hope you enjoy these type of videos. Let me know in the comments what item you want me to do for next week's Throwback Thursday. I know I missed a couple of weeks here and there. I do apologize. I'm trying to get my schedule under control, but there will be a Throwback Thursday at least twice a month. Put it that way. So yeah, if there's anything that you're thinking that you want me to try, an eyeshadow palette from way back when, has to be at least longer than a year old. That's my premise. There's a couple of palettes that I'm thinking of doing. I kind of want to do the Desi and Katie Friendcation. That's going to be probably a good one. Any other Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes you want me to try and do 3 looks for? So let me know in the comments. Okay? Alright guys, I'm so glad to see you. If you've made it this far, I love you all, and I will see you, my doves, real soon on the next one. Take care. Be safe with the coronavirus and all that going around. Wash your hands. That's the best thing you can do, is wash your hands. Public service announcement. Just then. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. I cannot say it enough. Stay safe, look after one another, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!